Hey everybody, so welcome back to North Fork. I'm Derek, thanks for joining us today. So today I'm going to cut a little bit of firewood. I'm going to use the Stihl MS362. So behind me here, I pulled down this winter, I pulled down a bunch of dead trees that were up in the woods behind the house. So I've only got a couple pieces left, and that'll be wood for this winter, and that should about finish up the wood that we need for the winter. Anything that I cut after that will probably be for next summer and for next winter. So pretty good shape there. I've got a couple pieces of maple, one little piece of oak here left to cut. I'm going to cut them 16 inches long so we can use them in the fire, the wood stove in the living room, so they won't be for the boil or anything. Just be for kind of the in-between seasons there when we're burning the wood stove. So I'm going to use the 362 and cut them up. Normally I'd use the MS261, but just for something different, I want to use that. And also, typically when I'm done using the chainsaw or done using equipment or something like that, I try to get it ready for the next time, so that when I'm ready to use it, I don't have to worry about fueling it up and making sure the chain's sharp and making sure everything's ready. I didn't do that last time, so that's been sitting out on the garage floor. So I need to sharpen the chain on it and put fuel in it. So might as well go ahead and use it after I'm done with that. And then when I'm done with it here today, we'll fill it back up and get everything ready. So it should be good to go next time. So I just like to try to keep everything ready to go. So go ahead and get everything loaded up here. I'm going to grab the four-wheeler just because it's easier to pile everything on and then and go over. It's not that far from the house, but just instead of making 3 trips over with everything. So I'm going to go ahead and the four-wheeler get loaded up, and then we'll get the chainsaw sharpened and start cutting. We're going to go ahead and sharpen up the chain on this 362. It's probably not that dull, but I like to keep a sharp chain on it all the time. So I'm just going to touch it up a little bit. So I use these 2-in-1 sharpeners, very similar to the Stihl, probably identical to the Stihl 2-in-1 sharpeners, but these are the preferred brand. I've got 3 different pitch chainsaw chains, so I've got 3 different ones, but this one here is going to be for the 3/8 chain, which is this one. Really like these chainsaw sharpeners. They sharpen the rakers as well as the tooth on it. They do a great job of sharpening the whole profile of the tooth. They're really quick and easy. So only when somebody really heavily damages a chain will I use an electric chainsaw sharpener. Got one with a stone on it that can really take off a lot of meat on the chain, but it doesn't follow the rakers. So I typically only use that if I have a really heavily damaged chain. So use this 2-in-1 sharpener. It does a great job. I use it, like I said, every time that I fill up it with gas. So go ahead and get this chain sharpened up. All right, so usually I do that in a vise, in the garage, but I didn't do that today. I just thought it was nice and I come out here and do it. So it's not as good of a job as it probably would be. I just did it a couple times, but it'll be good enough for the couple pieces we have to cut here today. Alright, I'm going to adjust the chain a little bit. It's got just a little bit too much slack in here, so. When I adjust the chain, I usually bring it up just so the chain touches the bottom of the bar. I don't try to put too much pressure on it. You can ruin your bearing in your clutch housing. You can also wear your bar too much, so you need to have a little bit of a slack in there. Be able to pull it up. You shouldn't be able to pull it out of the teeth of the groove of the bar. So. Say hi, Adam.
Hi.
Adam just came out to see what I was doing. You gonna help? Still got your church clothes on. You wanna say anything?
Hi.
Tell him a funny story. Tell him a funny story. Nothing funny happened.
I do have a funny word.
Funny word? What's your funny word?
The chicken set.
That's pretty funny. Adam's a funny guy. Alright, let's see if we can get this other one cut up. Say bye, Adam. Or are you gonna help?
Bye.
Alright, are you gonna stack? Or are you gonna talk? It's on now. I'm gonna mark this other one out and split it.
Yeah.
Or cut it, I guess. If there's ants on them, just leave them there.
Okay.
All right, so it's a couple nights later. I didn't get that all finished the other day when I was cutting. We had a birthday party to go to, so I'm going to try to get this cut up quick, stacked, and then we'll be done with that. So we have to split it. So see if we can get it done. Alright, so I got that all cut, stacked up here. There was actually more wood there than I thought, and actually more than half of it was oak. There was a big oak piece there that I didn't realize was oak, but that's alright. So they were cut 16 inches. They'll go into the wood stove in the living room, kind of in those off seasons, in between seasons, fall and springtime, to heat the house when we're not running the radiant floor heat. So I used the MS362 Stihl chainsaw. Works great. 20-inch bar, but especially in that oak, when you get 14, 16 inches, buried the bar in it, cuts really well. I really like that saw. So at some point here soon, we'll get this split up, get it stacked over there so we can finish drying, and we can burn it this winter. It's been dead and half dry, so we should be able to burn it here this winter. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.